So is that one of the big issues that Ribera faces? Is that heat accumulation at the end of the season could be problematic?
The climate in general is one of the big issues because, say, 2013, which was a very problematic climate because it was very, very cold and wet, and they were almost a month behind at the end of the season and didn't know if they would get a harvest. You can get hailstorms that come through all of a sudden. You've got wind. You have no protection up here. You're 3,000 feet. There's absolutely no protection. The wind will come sweeping down through that valley with the river, and just suddenly everything is dried out. You'll have 17 inches of rain per year is the average. So if you have a year that's got 13 inches, you're in trouble. Irrigation is allowed, but it's phenomenally expensive, especially in the summer when you're competing with the cereal crops, which are growing down on the riverbed because they have first take of the water. The few people that do have irrigation equipment will irrigate in the spring to build up groundwater to give the plants a head start, but they can't afford to irrigate all the way through the summer. Plus, there's that pride thing about irrigating.
Sure. We'll do it in the spring. It doesn't really have a big impact. It doesn't change the character of the wines.
It makes sense there. It's you're helping things, but you're cheating if you're doing it in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, the sun, you can't control that.
No,
can't control it at all.
So it is interesting that the acid is beautifully bright, and we're talking about a region that's hot. So is this one of the characteristics of the variety, the clones of Tempranillo that have...
And the climate, that short growing season. It's one of the latest harvests, but that 3-month summer, that's a short growing season.
That's a short growing season.
When you talk about it. So you don't have time to cook all the acid out. The riper those grapes, the less acid you're getting. You also have, because those thick skins on the Tintofinos, you don't lose the acid and the acidity. That's what keeps it strong. And that elevation.
Are
cool nights.
The plants and the grape clusters, are they distinctive from other varieties of Tempranillo grown throughout Spain?
Oh yes. Tempranillo is, as I said, is a very adaptable grape. You have 14 to 16 different clones of Tempranillo in Spain. You have another 3 or 4 in Portugal. And wherever it's planted around the world, it will adapt itself to that climate and become something different. The Tintofino varietal that grows in Ribera and also grows throughout most of Castilla y León and Aragon is a very, very hardy plant to handle those cold winters, long cold winters, and very, very hot summers.
Well, I'll stop you right there because I think that people don't realize how cold and long, how brutal the winters in Ribera can be.
The winter, 9 months, literally 9 months of winter. I mean, you're ending winter at the beginning of May. May is your spring, and then by the beginning of June, you might be hitting 70 degrees during the day. But you're so high elevated that the sun is beating down already. That's why there's no white grapes, because white grapes don't develop properly, because the sun just kills them before they get a chance to...
And what are we talking about as far as elevation goes?
Just under 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, that's way up there. Yeah.
Really, really high. You do get higher elevations in South America, but you also have a more temperate climate.
Sure, completely different story.
Completely different story. It's that cold climate that helps a lot with this because you'll have a differentiation of 30 degrees between daytime and nighttime temperatures during the summer, which gives the grapes a chance to rest from that incredible heat.
And the soils there are clay and...
Clay. Lots of gypsum, some sand down along the river with a limestone base, rocks. It's very, very poor soil. Very poor.
Which also gives wines a character.
Exactly.
You don't want the wines to have an easy life. An easy life is bad.
The only way you can have a lawn, to have any kind of green ground cover, is to irrigate. And you'll only find that in town, in people's lawns or special places. Even the parks are just barren with trees, pine trees.
It is amazing that grapes can grow in places where nothing else grows.
Grapes are like roaches; they'll survive it.
They will survive. They will outlive us all.
I shouldn't say that. Somebody will hate me for that.
Somebody will. I'm sure you've already got a Twitter post.
Somebody will hate me on that one.
Attacking you. But it's true. Olives, almonds, and grapes,
yep.
They grow everywhere, and that's what sustained millennia of people.